Welcome to another episode of Business Inspired GY. Today we are in Bookland Gardens. Located in Wolford Avenue in the capital city of Georgetown, Bookland Gardens is described as a hidden gem. Today we will be speaking with Bookland's owner, Mr. Rupert Hopkinson. Today we're talking about the transformation of Bookland Gardens, which was born out of the Georgetown Reading and Research Center. What can you tell us has led to the transformation?
Well, yes, yes, indeed. Bookland Gardens would have evolved or born out of Georgetown Reading and Research Center. You would know that when with the advent of the internet and online shopping and so on, the book market began to face a little difficulty, and so we were of no exceptions. We suffered a little bit because of that change in technology, and so we thought that the best thing to do is to create another income stream. And so we decided that, look, we are going to have a place. We're going to expand, and we're going to have a place where we can have activities that are gainful. And so we decided to rechristen GRRC and call it Bookland, and set up a place where we can have social events, where we can have business meetings, where we can have conferences. And so this whole thing was born, and so we kept improving until we are sponsoring other things. One time we had lessons here. Students were coming here and had lessons. Basically, we intend Bookland Gardens to be a place where an academic complex, as being part of Wolford Avenue, and so it must be a place where people can come, people can study, people can research. People can even have picnics. People can simply visit, because Bookland now has two other income streams. It may surprise you that we have an agro section or an agro center, where we have, all told, we have about more than 5,000 plants, mainly palm plants. So that horticulture section, and so we're hoping that people can learn some aspects of horticulture from that. It's not just about selling plants, but it's about an important economic concept as well, because plants lead to beautification, and beautification leads to an increase in value. And so if you have a property, for example, and you're to beautify that property through using of plants and so on, the value increases. And so it becomes an economic activity, because when you have plants, there are other things that you will need so that those plants can survive. Fertilizers, even a simple thing as manure. Seriously, even a simple thing as manure would have to be purchased so that those plants can survive. And we also have a section for beautification. Once you have plants, there has to be this drive. So we have the library, the research center. We have the horticulture section, the agro section, and so we're doing a little bit more things. And then we have a section for social events. So we have three sections from which we can derive a little bit of income.
Reading and Research Center was started in 1997, but Bookland Gardens, when was this commissioned?
Bookland Gardens started in 2010. Because, like I said, after we really had a successful run with the Reading and Research Center, and after we would have fallen on a little hard times internationally, the book market suffered. We approached Critchlow to make this place, to expand this place so that there can be other gainful activities, which of course I mentioned. And so, well, Critchlow didn't have Critchlow didn't have the funds to sort of created this place in such a way that it could be used for other activities. And so we got an estimate of about $9 million to prepare the place for the creation of the kind of activities we are having now. And with their permission, because what we have now as a result of the expansion, we secured from them a 15-year lease. And so we were able to inject into this place initially $9 million so that you could see what you see now. This ground is 1.5 foot higher than surrounding areas. Because what we wanted is that once we started the activity, then we would not have to be subjected to things like flooding, which would interfere with what we do. And so we raised the level first of all, and then we planted grass, and then we started planting these flowers and developing these walkways in such a way that that it could be used for a number of activities. So when we have social activities, when we have any kind of thing we have here, whether it's business meeting, whether it's a workshop, the place it provides the environment suitable to host those activities.
This year would be 11 years that Bookland Gardens has occupied or is occupying this space. And for anyone who would remember what it looked like, this is a real transformation. Mr. Hopkinson, what has been the public's response during that 11-year period to Bookland Gardens?
Well, I would say simply encouraging. I mean, it has not been that overwhelming response. I think because it was something very new, so we had to make it attractive. There are a number of things that we still want to do. We want to be a place, an organization for organizations. We want to be a place where organizations can come and they can be more entrepreneurial in that they can sort of promote their own activities so that they can raise their own funds to sustain their organizations. Because, there's this question of donor fatigue. We can't always ask around for money, and nothing's wrong with that, really, and because there's strings attached as well. And so we would like to be a place where organizations like the Lions, like the church, Rotary Club, can come and organize activities for their own upliftment. We would like to do that as a service. And so we say organizations that are like-minded to us, of the same kind of vision and mission, can be part of what we have here. I like this place to be busy. To have such a place that has been so expensive to create and to wait for business activities on a Saturday or a Sunday, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of management's time too. We would like this place to be busy all year round. And so even school children, when schools have been dismissed, here's a safe place where they can come and read and simply wait for their parents to pick them up and even recreate, We want it to be a place where churches can have their functions if they want to have a barbecue. Anybody for that matter. They want to have a barbecue or church meetings. We can facilitate.
Mr. Hopkinson, when you made the decision to move from the Regional Research Center to opening Bookland Gardens, what was your vision?
this vision, was to create this place that will be beneficial to everybody. But more than that, it was to create a place that can that people can visit. It must create a place that when people come to Guyana, there can be visitation. This must be a place where teachers can bring their students and talk about nature, talk about plants, talk about books. This must be a place where any institution can come and be part of, and to make it an education, so to speak. Why is it that, how is it that you get all these plants? Thousands of plants. How is it that they've grown this way? And how is it that these lawns are kept? It must be a learning institution, that when you come to Bookland, you should be able to ask these questions. And you should be able to, just as you do, how have you been able to build a place from a mere pasture land? How was that possible? And did you do it alone? How did you manage? Tell us about your resilience. How did you stay for 10 years? What made you work so hard? And why is it that you want to create something where the profit motive is not number one? You must have parties, you must have all sorts of things to raise money. Why is it that you don't have that? Because we want Bookland to be a place where you have sober activities, no rum drinking, no big party. We want to have sober activities, and that will be our contribution to this nation. That will be our contribution. We want to be able to create a place, and we hope this place can function almost like the gardens function. There must be a time, there will come a time, when you can walk in here from off the road, sometimes it may be at a small fee, and come and spend time at Bookland Gardens.
Are there plans to expand Bookland Gardens?
Well, only expand activities, because of course the space is what it is. And what we've been doing recently is that our activities are increasing, and so we have been making way for space, right? We have been cutting down a plant here or there, or trimming a plant here and there, so that the gardens itself can hold a lot more people than initially could have held.
That concludes another episode of Business Inspired GY, and I do hope that Mr. Hopkinson's story of Bookland Gardens has been an inspiration to you.